I didn't realize I sounded like that. It sounds so bad.
Oh my god.
Welcome to Instant Discussions, this episode about Journey to the West. Full title, which is apparently...
Please forget to leave it.
No! That's good. That's gotta
Journey
get
to the
deleted.
West. Okay.
Journey to the West, Conquering the Demons.
Yes.
Which last week we just said it was Journey to the West. And on Netflix it's Journey to the West, but apparently when we look up more information about the movie, it's called Journey to the West, Conquering the Demons. Probably so that it's not confused with just the book, or maybe it's because it's going further in, like, this is the first of a series.
It sure does feel like it at the end.
It sure does feel like it. It sure does feel like this is the start.
Because this is the prequel
movie's
to
called
the novel.
Journey to the West. And at the end of the movie, well, spoilers, because you should have watched the movie before you click on this thing. At the end of the film, they start journeying to the West.
Yeah.
Like the entire film, I'm waiting. I'm like, when are they going to the West? Are they going to go to the West yet?
Well,
First they have to conquer the demons.
No. Don't think of West as in America. West
No. I know
actually,
West is in America. I understand that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that they don't make any reference to going to the West until they get to the end of there.
Plus, I don't think
And
America
then
was
they go to
around
the
during
West.
this time.
No, not in 2013.
Not the real
This is a
America.
Modern
Savages.
Film, right? This film is not an American film.
This film is not an American film. Yes.
Yes, it is. It is Chinese. It's directed by a
Stephen
Chow, first-time director,
It's a classic,
and it's a classic. No, it's based off of a classic.
but it's just...
a classic novel. Loosely, it is a loose comedic.
Were you serious about first time director?
Yeah. Name one other film this guy's done.
Shaolin Soccer.
Who? Sean Shocker?
Shaolin Soccer, like one of the
Shaolin
most popular, like, these types of movies
Avatar?
ever.
Talking about Avatar.
Dude, Shaolin Soccer. Have you not seen Shaolin Soccer?
That's like
Holy
the
shit.
first
I don't
type
know
of
what
movie
you're
like
talking
this I
about.
saw, where it's like action comedy, crazy shit.
It's so good. It's a bunch of Shaolin monks that form a soccer team. Anyway,
That's another story.
I don't know what you're talking about. All right, so this movie, you had not heard about this film. You were recommended this film
yes.
by a friend.
And when I saw that it was Stephen Chow, I have to watch it.
Okay, and you're like, I have to watch
The
this.
combination of a recommendation and Stephen
And I
Chow.
know I've got to make
Made me wanna
everyone
watch
else
it.
watch this because it's gonna be a good thing. Yeah.
Chinese
We
box
skipping
office.
to the end here. That's not the Chinese box office.
That's not American box office. Nobody sells this movie in America. In the
No. It clearly says box office U.S. dollars 215 million, which can only mean it made 215 million dollars in the U.S. box office. As you remember, in 2013, we
Don't
had
you
such
remember
a
this
huge-
huge hit that came
hit
out?
that came out in February.
That's in China, and
2013,
every single
which is
person
big.
in China saw this movie, and it made 250 million.
Damn, copyright laws. So,
I'd never
first
seen
impressions
this.
of this movie. I had never seen this movie.
I've never seen this movie before either.
Yeah. So, first time for all of us.
You know what? Honestly, at the beginning, I was kind of like, what the fuck am I watching? At first, I was like, this is awful. Like, it's not... At the very beginning. And then I could see that it was actually a comedy, and I was like...
and then you started getting it, and it's so good. Yeah.
And then it turned out to be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like the fat lady out of nowhere. Who's obviously not as heavy as a fish.
As like five dudes, right?
Yeah.
There's a slide whistle in that first scene. That's one thing that stood out to me as very
Is there a slide
comedic
whistle?
there. It's a
Yeah.
Oh.
there's a slide whistle sound effect in
What's
there.
up with that
which is
little
the-
girl who's like,
so very
"Ah, daddy!"
comedic.
Yeah, he's like
Blood
dying
everywhere.
and blood. Yeah.
Great amounts of blood in there.
So I thought it was going to be a serious film, and then, but it wasn't as serious. I'm like, well, it's not that serious.
I think it's that kind of mix.
Of like
Which you
wanting to
get
tell
one-
a story, but like still being
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was
extremely
good, bro.
comedic.
Yeah, it's pretty silly, but it's still got a good, strong story to it that they're going with in there. And some top-notch CGI. You don't even notice that it's CGI. I thought they used puppets. I had to look up later that it was CGI because it looked so
yeah.
amazing.
Right. Yeah.
I thought they had
Yeah.
genetically altered some animals.
Yeah, that
personally.
too. That too. Because
To transform into humans too, like.
Yeah.
Well, that part I think they could have just done editing.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
that part I kind of figured out.
Okay.
So what else? What else here in this movie here? What are your favorite parts? What stood out?
I
to you
like
in
that.
this?
I thought it was
First time
very
watching
like
this,
anime-ish
what
because I love anime, and it was like first you got to kill this guy, then you got to kill this guy. Now there's another boss.
to me, it was pretty much the you got your cold open
Mhm.
that showed that gave your introduction to your two main demon hunters there, and mostly your main demon hunter that you're following, and that was this fish monster that you find there. So you've got your cold open of this is a demon. Here's what a demon is, introducing you to that. This is what the demon hunters are, the different types that there are there.
Yeah.
Then you get into your serious demon. They go right off to the boar, which then becomes, as they were talking about it throughout the film, as like, this is the big, mean demon.
Yes, this is the most difficult demon in existence.
Yeah. I love that scene, though, with the boar and the eating the peoples and all that. Changing it up.
Yeah,
Pig tastes so good. How does the pig taste so good? First of all, the pig tastes so good because it's pig. That's why it tastes good. Doesn't
Also
have
because
to be.
pig is people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like the pigs wrapped in the people.
But like, are they? I mean, pig tastes good anyway, so you don't need to. I don't know why he went all.
See, but then were they eating human flavored pork or pork flavored human?
I really hope it's bacon wrapped human. I mean, you bacon wrap anything,
That's what I'm
it's gonna be
thinking.
delicious. That's pretty much how you got to do it.
But they were
We should do the
Chinese
cooking
people,
segment
so
for
you'd have
the
been.
show.
What?
We should do one of those cooking segments like we used to do on the old episodes where we eat
Yeah.
stuff from the movie.
We should have done something.
We should have eaten something from the movie. All right. We'll have to remember it again next time we do a Hannibal movie.
Can I say the thing I didn't like?
Sure. Get into that. I was still discussing the main structure of the movie, I guess.
Why was it so hard for him to bang that chick? She was hot.
He didn't want to.
Because he's trying to be Buddhist.
He wanted greater love. He
So
didn't
what?
want to waste his time on lesser love.
Oh god.
It's
And then after he found out he was in love with her, that's the point. You should just bang people because you eventually fall in love with them at some point.
It's
and then
interesting
they'll die if you don't.
to me to see this type of female character in the throwing herself on him. Like she is a strong female character already before that, and then she falls in love with him and just fully throws herself to him. Like, I just want to be a wife to you. I want to make babies, and that's it. I don't care about all this. I'll put all this other stuff aside. I just want to be with you, and completely just falls for him. And it's a character that
But she did
we've
almost
lost.
too much to me. It went
it went way overboard. But it's a character that I think used to show up more in American films, and more recently
it's just gone.
it's been disappearing because they've been pushing.
Feminism.
Well, they've been pushing for a stronger female role, and even they try to push for a role that's not connected to a relationship for a woman. Which was there was a recent interview with actress. Can't remember her name now.
Robin
That's
Williams.
great. But anyway,
Scarlett.
it wasn't Scarlett Johansson, but it was it's an actress from Lost, and she was in the Hobbit movies and showing up in some other movies. And it, someone had a girl had come
Liv
up and
Tyler.
asked her. Not her.
No.
She's a newer character. Anyway, a woman came up to her and asked her the question about that each of her roles has been a strong female character, but they've always been in a relationship. And she's wondering why the woman has to be defined with a relationship, and she said, "There's nothing weak about being in a relationship.
Yeah.
There's nothing weak about being feminine. You can still be strong and be in a relationship. The majority of great male roles
Some might
go
say
after a love.
you're even stronger
They're
when
in
you're in a
a
relationship.
Mario.
So, yeah, so I think
Strongest
it's
of all.
not necessarily a bad thing, or showing a weak character to have them be infatuated by someone or be in love with someone. But I mean, this one does go really far with it in the way that we don't really see.
Where
it
he's
much
like, they're
now.
trying to trick him into fucking her in front of those people. That was really
That gets
weird.
that's really far.
That was
That was like
that
a little
was
bit-
so weird.
Like
Yeah.
if that was a
There's elaborate
kiss,
setup there.
if it was to give her a kiss, that's one thing. But they're like, take off all your clothes, and she's like, oh, we got to do it. Like that
Well,
was.
she
a
already
little bit
tricked
too
him into
much.
kissing her with just
It almost
the,
worked.
sucking out the demon. He got her to. That's how they did their
Oh,
initial
yeah.
kiss. And then she tried to get a more organic kiss after that. And no.
But the
How'd
taking
you
out the
do
clothes
that?
thing was weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
That
And
was,
you get the,
I thought it was just funny.
the
I was
body,
just laughing. I
the
was
body
like,
control
oh my God.
stuff and the silliness with that. That's pretty silly.
She was hot too, the sister.
There was so much like great, dramatic tension with the demons. They build up the demons really well.
Yeah.
In the fighting, it's
Wukong.
as great as a great serious action film in there. And then the comedy in it gets so wacky.
Yeah.
It's like I'm trying to think of what to
It's
compare
so
it to. of just,
ridiculously wacky.
It's
yeah.
it's like Three Stooges style, or something more violent than that. But it incredibly wacky.
Goes
and silly.
way overboard.
Yeah, so it hits both sides of this, and it's
It's very Stephen Chow.
but I do.
Totally
I mean,
Stephen Chow.
I've seen it in other types of films, and that's why I like to not have to define a movie by a genre
Mm-hmm.
type, especially comedic or drama. Like you should have a good mix of both.
What is this considered?
Though with this one,
An action comedy?
fantasy comedy. You have to get the comedy label on this because of how far it goes into comedy here.
Yeah.
If you don't, then people expect something a lot more. 2001 Space Odyssey.
Yeah, I see Kung Fu Hustle.
Kung Fu Hustle. That's a movie.
Shaolin Soccer, another
Shaolin
really
Soccer.
good one.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
pretty much
Kung
it.
Fu Hustle is probably the one that people know
Yeah.
most of.
Well, because they had a release.
I know
here.
both those movies.
He's an actor too.
All Stephen
who's
Chow's
that?
films. Oh my freaking god, was that Kung Fu Hustle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. All the accolades. Yep. Got all the awards.
Shaolin Girl.
So, all right. So what did we get over? Did we get favorite parts in this? Let's not. No, all right.
Yeah, I
no,
did. I
favorite
just
parts,
like,
sorry.
he just, like I was saying, it was anime. You gotta kill this guy, then you gotta
Okay.
kill this guy, then you gotta kill this guy, and
Yeah.
just
And
the
then,
fantasy
then they do
part
have,
of it.
yeah, they go straight after the big boss, and they get the help for the boss, but it's the trickster, and then
Yeah.
he becomes the big boss at the end, and so it's that's the great kind of thing where, oh, just kidding, I was actually the big boss, and it wasn't that guy.
I loved.
No,
I loved that it still had that story that would draw me in and make me interested, and that the relationship was different, so it was interesting, and then the comedy as well. I found really funny and great.
I like the
extra
blood
ball
squirting.
Yeah, right. Like it's just Tarantino ridiculousness, right?
But then the whole time he's just trying to talk. So,
Oh, that
well,
it's a
yeah,
constant
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
yeah, it was Tarantino ridiculous, but that was the fake blood in there. That was
No, I know, but it was
they-
funny because he's like trying to have a conversation.
No,
But it's just broken.
Put a plug in it.
yeah.
I'll rip it off of you.
I'll rip it off.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It was so funny.
It's a good comedy in this.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's nice with having for foreign audiences. The Transformers movies do really well overseas because it's just a bunch of robots
Giant
fighting,
robots
and you
fighting,
don't
yeah.
need to worry about the plot as much, and people can enjoy that in other languages without worrying about reading the subtitles as much. With this one, you get a lot of the action in there, so there's lots of long segments in the movies where you don't have to worry about the subtitles, and you're enjoying the action and the storytelling in it. The subtitles were usually good enough to see. There are a few times they speak really quickly.
Yeah.
So
there
I'm
were
like,
a couple times.
well, I caught half that line. That was fun. I guess I get the gist of this one. Didn't have to worry about that. But it's they're speaking quickly as people do.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be slow and pacing like an old 1940s movie or something.
Yeah.
Right, Dan.
So I think it was easy enough to follow the plot of it. I like the
Simple plot.
I think it's a simple enough plot, but it's still deep enough where they've got good kind of characters built in there and good the great personalities of each of the different demon hunters. Each of the demons has their own backstory that's strongly built there, and
That pig reminded me of
design.
Princess Mononoke. Right?
Oh yeah. No, now I know what you're talking about.
it's been too long since we've seen that one.
Oh, that's awful.
I know.
Did we already do the bad parts?
That's pretty funny.
Bad parts.
Did you do your good part?
Did you do a good part?
I
Yeah.
did a good part. I mean.
You said the chick was hot.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't
You wanted to
think
bang her.
I don't think I said that. I think that was you.
Oh. Yeah, the chick they should have banged her.
She was really hot.
She was,
Yeah.
she was a very attractive woman.
Oh, and the one thing was weird was that he's just like the master's eating the meat, right? And he's just like that doesn't like how does he not get that? He's trying to tell him go have sex with this woman right now. Like anyway.
Yeah.
I like when she goes to be sexy. She's like, "Hoo-yee-hoo!"
Yeah,
She does all
like,
that shit.
totally like just manly like bullshit. Awesome.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part's probably got to be the when you first get introduced to the boar and his whole restaurant.
Oh yeah, and he's all plasticky. It was really weird.
Yeah, I mean, I love when when they first get into the restaurant and they're welcomed in there. It's empty. They're like, it's empty now. We'll soon be busy. That couple goes in. I really like that whole.
You know what? I like
that scene. It had the great design
Mhm.
in all of it. The great reveals in there, and then,
Yeah.
of course, them eating the people, but it's so delicious. You gotta have that. And
Yeah.
I like. So I think that was probably my favorite part. The monkey guy was good, and the way they feed him, but I think that the boar is probably the strongest for me.
I really like the little thing they captured them in.
Yeah, the little.
It's like it
plush
goes a
comes
thing
out.
and then it's like, "Ding," and then you open that up, and it's like, yeah.
Little
But
The-
the
I
way
mean, the
they
fish
had
was-
it, like the way it pops in and then shrinks, and then they have the ball. Then you have to open the ball, and it's on a little string.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very specific. I like that.
The fish monster is really good too. I'm gonna go into the bad parts of this, I guess, the things I didn't like about it. I think a lot of the fighting of the demons, they use a lot of comedy
Mm-hmm.
in the defeating of the demons, and I think that I was a little disappointed in that, especially with the fish in the beginning.
I
and,
wasn't.
you weren't. I like.
I wasn't either.
All right. I like the comedy. It's cool that they have the comedy, but it's just not my. It was a little too far. On
How to
that end of
defeat
it.
demons, John?
Like with the slide
laughter.
No, laughter would be great if you defeat them with laughter, or if you defeat them with your little songbook, and I like that. But it's when they were all ganging up on them and just doing the flips and all that, it got a little too ridiculous there. There were a lot of great
Yeah, the
moments
one guy
in
does
it.
a flip off the.
Yeah.
That got me.
There were lots of great moments in it, but I think like that was fun in the beginning, and then when they're defeating the pig guys, different people, and they're all like squishy, and you defeating them just one after the other, and I think that for me went on a little long of a lot of that. It was a lot of the silliness there. I'm like, I want you to actually fight the demon and try with this guy, and I don't know. I wanted a little
like
more.
it.
Yeah, but he's not. So, so that's for me.
Yeah. No, it's all good.
Tony, can you possibly find anything you didn't like about this movie?
The only thing the one thing that I didn't like for some reason was the sick hunter. Like just his character, like I'm sick.
Oh, Mr.
I like
Impotent.
parts
I mean,
of this.
important.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Infinite. Do those words are those that close
That's
to
what I was
Chinese?
wondering too.
I don't know.
That was
He knows. You know Mandarin, right?
You're Chinese, right?
I've been trying to hide it this whole time.
You're some kind of Chinese.
But I don't know why I didn't
And
like
you
his
called
character.
me racist earlier
It's
for saying Jap. And he's anyway. All right.
That was the main question, and that for me too is like I like
was that
this
going to
joke.
go somewhere?
I like this joke as an English speaking person, but those words have to be that close in Chinese,
Yeah.
or else your main audience is not.
It's a Qing Hao
Working
and
for
it's
this.
Qing
You
Hao.
know, I didn't bother
I'm sure.
asking at the time because it worked for me, and I was like, whatever, I'm going with it.
Uh-huh.
And
I couldn't get past it on that. Like I love it, but how is this working for them? But I liked his character, and I like his hitting on a little girl. Like, yeah, come on, maybe you. No, how about you?
I didn't like his character.
How about
that
you,
much.
big guy?
That's the one I didn't
All
like.
right, I guess let's go. It was fun.
And then I was like, why are you sick? Like, it doesn't make sense. Is that going to play in somehow?
I think he's
And
got,
then the sword thing,
I think he's got
he's got AIDS.
it. Kind of does.
Not HIV, but
Buddy.
I mean, like,
AIDS.
look at him.
And then the thing when he does the swords, like, I liked a lot of the other powers, but he was just like, and like,
Yeah.
there's so many.
With how I liked how lazy his power was.
Yeah, it's just like, and then you're just watching. And
He's just like, "Psst, go down. Okay, no.
Yeah,
like
I liked,
when they did it in
he's
Guardians of the
connecting it.
Galaxy, that was good.
that was well done.
I haven't seen
But we'll talk
Oh.
about this.
But the way he does it was just like,
Yeah.
and it's like, all right. And you remind me of Roger Rabbit with the bullets. It's just like,
it. Where'd it go?
with the racist Native American.
Yeah.
So,
But at least he destroyed the booze.
was there anything you didn't like about this movie?
Huh?
It's a different movie we're talking about. We're talking about Journey to the West.
Well, he just found out they weren't Japanese, so he's upset
Yeah,
about
didn't like
that
that.
because it's fucking racist.
Um,
I'm gonna point out another thing I liked in the movie while you're thinking here was when they were first meeting the girls' band of people,
Uh-huh.
and they were speaking in a foreign language.
Oh,
and all the
foreign
subtitles say foreign
Yeah.
language. They're like, wait, but everyone else is speaking in a foreign language, and you're translating that. But I mean, you have to do that in the
Yeah.
subtitles. There is when we're watching an American film and you're subtitling some people and they're not subtitling some, and you get it. They're like, oh, they don't understand it, and that's why they're doing that. But
That'd be cool if it was German. They just bust out in like Chinese accent in German.
I can't. There's something. I wish there's like. There's still something that it didn't quite blow my mind. But the one thing that I didn't like was that at the beginning, the Taoist guy, I felt like he was gonna be around, but then he just wasn't.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Or
that
like
was
that,
it.
or at least kill him.
He was
You
wrong,
know what I
and
mean?
then boom, that's it.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
he's just gone. But I'm like, he didn't die. He didn't. I wanted him to either die or something. But
yeah. So we didn't get to find out more about him, and maybe we will in the further
Yeah, in the
Oh.
sequel.
movies that you'll see on this.
Oh.
I was a little disappointed that we didn't get to see him use the book as much, the nursery rhymes.
Oh yeah. See?
We get to see it in the beginning, but I would have liked to see a lot more of that. You trying to do the Hitler game where you click on links on Wikipedia and it eventually gets you back to Hitler and you see how quickly you can do that?
Yeah.
You're losing with that one. I think that was the wrong way to
Like,
do
if
that.
you want to find Hitler, put miniature pig.
Then you go to Man Bear Pig. Then you go to.
Yeah.
So
just scam.
that's it for that there.
Yeah.
So ratings for this one, or do we want to talk about the how much money this thing made elsewhere? It's other.
I gave it a
reception
4.
else there. 4.
I gave it a 4.
It was really good, but
Nice.
like you were saying, there is a little bit of like too much. I don't know. It could have been done a little bit better, but I'm sure a lot of this like was probably really really good. To the Chinese, different people like different types.
I worry though that people are thinking that about movies like Transformers in other countries, and they're saying, yeah, well, to Americans, they all love this Transformer thing, which a lot of people.
Transformers
Yes.
did really well.
A lot of people
think
do
it's
like it,
number
but a lot
one
of
for
people
this year right now.
Yeah.
in worldwide. International is doing that,
Okay.
but critically not doing that well, and even a lot of the people that are seeing it hate it.
Well, if
And
they're
they're
just going to
still
ignore the
seeing it.
critics and say that Americans love
They're
the
still
film,
seeing it, but it's
but no,
Well, Rotten
Stephen
Tomatoes
Chow
gave it a 92.
But I'm saying, you're saying,
Stephen Chow is very popular.
I'm telling you. I know he's really popular, but I'm saying that you're saying that you're forgiving them because in that culture probably they like.
I'm not
that
forgiving them.
better.
I'm not giving them a 5.
Yeah.
I'm giving them a 4.
Yeah.
I think it's
No, I'm
it's-
not-
it could have been
It
something
could have
to
been
make
better.
it a 5.
It could have been better.
Yeah, you're not forgiving it in your score, but I'm saying you were saying that.
But
Yeah, I think
Chinese
they like
people
it
hate
more.
Toy Story, and Toy Story is like a.
I'm wondering how much you gave it, John.
Yes. Well, initially after seeing it, it recommended this movie to me at 3.5.
Yeah.
That's what it recommended to me at, and so immediately after seeing it, I was about at a 3.5, which is what it recommended to me at. But then you have to rate it either 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Right.
And I am completely torn at that point because it is so at a 3.5 for me.
Interesting.
It's tough for me to bring it to a 4.
I would have said that I'd probably be just barely under a 4 for me.
Yeah.
If I was able to give it
Did you see what it recommended
something
to you
point.
before you rated it?
I clicked too fast.
Yeah, I forgot.
I like to see that, especially.
And you can't unclick on the webs.
Yeah. I do it a lot before watching a movie too, but I try not to see it before watching a movie, especially for this. If I'm doing it for a movie that I'm going to watch on my own, then I'll look at it beforehand because I don't want to waste my time with anything that's a 2 or below.
Right.
Right. Or less than 3 stars. I usually don't want to worry about that. But it's so yeah. I probably have to give it a 3 on the Netflix rating.
Right.
It isn't, again, the same with when we've done the anime before. I lose a little bit, I guess,
Isn't
the
it an
translation there. I know. But he was comparing it. He said he loved it because it was like an anime.
Yeah. No, no.
And so I think it's that same that it's losing. But I really like this. I enjoy this as much as I think it was the Good, the Bad, and the Weird.
Wow.
Which is a film that we have not discussed here, but is one that I've been meaning to pick. It's that same kind of fun thing.
What
with
the
it.
shit? Wow.
Highest grossing Chinese language film ever.
Wow. So good job, this movie. This was. I think I really like what this film did. I think it did it really well.
Yeah.
But for me, it wasn't right there for me.
It wasn't for you.
Yeah. It was It was for me, but it just didn't. It didn't hit enough of the right points that I wanted it to hit. Like I said, there are other movies that are a similar style to this that I've seen. Mostly Korean films, just because that's the ones I've been going down the chain of watching.
Yeah.
But
Korean
they do
films are
have. They do have that action comedy stuff and the silliness in there, but you can't do too much of the cartoony silliness in there for me. I don't know.
But if they were white, you'd like it.
Yes, of course.
My favorite film is Korean.
So
I'm a Korean.
So this one did well. It got critical reception well, so all good. In fact, the rating on Rotten Tomatoes is higher than both y'all's ratings. So
No, yeah, I mean, I don't.
good for that.
I think it's a very good film. I just thought that there were things that were, and I can't put my finger on it either, and it frustrates me when I can't.
So Tony.
You put your finger on that guy.
So Tony.
Yes.
Next week, what's gonna happen?
Next week,
It's like it's an automated machine.
it is.
You first have to pump the air into, blow the air into it, and then squish it out.
Then hammer
The
it
most
down. Yeah.
Inefficient mode of transportation ever. You could have found any better way to power something. That,
It was
but
creative.
still silliness
That was
in
awesome,
there.
yeah.
It was fun silliness in there.
An extremely famous film, cult classic, just put on
Get on it.
Netflix. Sharknado. Yeah.
Son of-
Yes. Slow clap. Slow clap, everybody. Yeah.
Have you seen this one?
No.
I haven't seen this one either.
You guys are gonna
I just-
love it.
I just know what.
Boom.
I just know what Geek Club Radio thinks of
Boom.
it.
I know.
Boom.
I know.
Boom.
We've heard the
Boom.
Geek Lords talk about this when they've
Oh, they
already
talked
did this
about
one.
it?
Yeah, no, they did this on their Cinema Abortions.
My head hurts.
So you've
I've seen it. Oh, I've seen it.
selected this film. This is the way that it was gonna force me to
Oh.
watch it.
Yeah, let's make sure we know which one it is.
Not
Yeah,
the sequel.
not 2.
Not
Not
part
the first
2.
one, Sharknado, and not Sharktopus or
No.
Sharkcane or
No.
Mega
Shaka
Shark.
Khan.
No.
Or Mecha
Mega
Shark.
Shark,
No.
Mega Shark versus Mecha.
Or Mega Shark versus
Shark.
Mecha Shark.
No.
Or-
Sharknado. It's a shark
Sharknado.
and a tornado.
Spoilers, okay? I haven't seen the movie yet.
Come on.
Sharknado.
All right. Well, thank you for watching. Share, comment. If you don't watch next week, be sure to watch the week after that. I'm sure it's going to be a great movie. Probably one that. I think
No, it's your pick.
it's my pick. Yeah. So it'll be not Sharknado. But if you really want to watch the review of Sharknado,
Yes, you
watch
do.
that next week.
Because it's
So,
amazing.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Spoiler.
Bye.